Recently, I made a video on how to make poffins. In this video, I'm going to give you recipes and guaranteed ways to make actual poffins of different flavors and how to make them. Of course, to do this, you're going to be at Heart Home City at the Poffin House, so you need to be at this location on the map. If you forgot where the Poffin House is, it's next to the Pokemart. Now, before we start, since we're using a lot of rare berries, we want to save our progress just before we start cooking, because if you mess up your meal, you kind of don't want to lose those berries. You want to, go back and return to your previous save by closing the game and restarting it. So this is a recipe chart that I've made and put together from some information that I've seen that is actually working in the game. So what you can do is you can create these different types of flavors, the bitter, spicy, sweet, dry, and sour, to get these different effects here, like smart, cool, cute, beauty, tough, and multiple types of different ones in one cooking with any berry that's not shown above. So the way this works here, you can see there's a bunch of berry names under the smart one here. Now, if you cook using these berries in your poffin, you will get the bitter poffin that will raise the smart effect for your contests in Pokemon. Now, something you should keep in mind, the more rare the berry, the higher the chances you're going to get a higher level and a more effective poffin. So look at the ones here that you don't see regularly, like the Haban or the Jaboka, all these different ones that you don't recognize the names of, because you will see things like the Rost, the Cherry, the Pekka, and the Chesto, the Asper, Citrus, Oran, everything like these. You will see these quite frequently. You want to kind of use the ones that you don't see frequently for your best poffins that you're going to make in the game. Now, as you're going to see in a little bit, I'm going to use the recipe here for Rost and Nanab, as well as the Chesto and the Oran, and I'm going to create a bitter poffin with the Rost and the Nanab. Now, just one berry of each. You don't want to use more than one of each type of berry. So when I go ahead here and I select the Rost berry, and we're also going to add a Nanab berry, I'm going to show you the technique for cooking. Again, there is a slight little advantage that I've discovered that can help quite a lot. So when you start with the stirring, just use one joystick, just your left hand or your right hand, whichever one is more comfortable for you, and just go slowly, making sure not to spill the mix. You want to keep it in the middle, because right now it can spill very easily if it gets near to the yellow sides there, and yeah, just be gentle with it. It's quite easy at this stage. Once it does start getting to a point where you can turn it faster, you want to actually use both Joy-Cons at the same time. If you're using a controller, this is easy, but if you're using the whole Nintendo, it might be a little bit tricky because it feels like you're patting your head and rubbing your stomach. It's kind of like trippy for your head, but you got to wait for the Poffin pot to get to the point where it gets really hot, where the sides go into a purple state like this right here, and it starts making that sound. You want to use both thumbs to turn the analog sticks in the direction that you need to, and this will keep it at a fast speed and will also guarantee that you perform it the best way possible. And you will see, because we used two berries that are in the bitter category, we will get a bitter poffin of level 20 times 0.2. Now this is because we use two berries. Usually a berry gives you around 10 levels depending on its rarity, as far as I've known so far. One thing you do not want to do is use multiples of the same berry type. You don't want to use 2, 3, or 4 of the same berry. You want to use a unique one that still fits under the same flavor in your poffin. Otherwise, you are going to end up with this result. And to prove this, if I use just one cherry and I do everything perfectly, just like how I did previously, I will actually end up with a decent dish. So using this information, here's the chart that you can use, and happy puffin making, and I hope this solves most of the problems that you're having with making your puffins in Pokemon Shining Diamond and Brilliant Pearl. Wrong way around, but okay.